Alright, the subject of this video, topic of the video is beat up my master and I'll be your student. I was thinking about this uh, the other night, and as a martial arts teacher, as a Sifu, why would a Sifu want a student um, that has that mentality? You know, that shows a disloyalty. So a student who's been training in some school or some art for however many years, say it's 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, and if all it takes is for another teacher to beat up his own teacher in order for him to, in a way, convert or drop the school to join another school, then obviously the student is gonna treat the new teacher in the same manner. You know, there's just no real commitment there. There's no loyalty there, and that's one of the problems with the cage fighting in particular. Is that it tries to set up one teacher against another teacher, or one style versus another style, and then you have these people that might practice one style, or they favor one fighter, and then when that fighter is no longer winning, that fighter ends up losing, then they start losing their respect for that fighter, and then they start giving their admiration towards another fighter. And that is not true loyalty, that is not true commitment. You know, not just in the context of the martial arts, but also in life. Like your father, your mother, your relationships with your girlfriend or your significant other. It's like if all it takes is, one little thing that you don't like about the person, and then all of a sudden you want to be with somebody else. I mean, that's not true loyalty, that's not true commitment. A real relationship between a disciple and a master is based on a special connection, is based on a special chemistry that can't be broken. And when you meet the right teacher, when you meet the right master, you'll know. But if you're not in the right school, if you don't have the right teacher, then inside you still have this desire to search for the true teacher for you. Honestly, I wouldn't want a student, that thinks in that way. Beat up my master and then I'll be your student. Well, who's to say, that I want you as a student? A true master is not somebody who begs for students. He's just himself, and he doesn't just teach anybody. He teaches the right people, the people that deserve to learn. And he might select his students very wisely. And his purpose is to look within the heart of each student to see if they are the right individuals to learn the art. And the way it should be is that the student should very much, in a way, beg to be taught, to learn the art. It shouldn't be the student interviewing the master to see if he's qualified. It should be the master interviewing the student to see if he's qualified to learn this art. When you got a student who says, oh, if you beat up my master, then I'll be your student, he's pretty much trying to get the master to meet with his expectations. But a true master, he doesn't fall for that. Essentially, he doesn't need students. And he might not necessarily even want students. Training himself to achieve a high level and to represent a high level is enough of an enormous task. To take on a student under your wing, it's a lot of commitment. It's a lot of hard work and time and dedication, like creating a child. And he might not feel that he's ready to teach, or he might not even want to teach. So the student has to kind of very much be very convincing to the master in order to persuade the master to teach him. The master is fulfilled upon himself. He doesn't need students to be fulfilled. He's already fulfilled. But the student is the one who is seeking, the one who needs to be fulfilled, who feels that there's something missing in his life, and that is the presence of a master. So the student needs to persuade the master to teach him. And with the statement, oh, if you beat up my master, I'll be your student, that is not the right student. That is the wrong student. That is the student that the teacher does not want to teach. That is not a loyal student. That is not a committed student. That is not somebody that the master would be proud to have within his art, to represent his art. And that is very much a sign of arrogance, very much lack of humbleness. Not the right individual. There really needs to be real martial art masters that teach very selectively, that teach very wisely, and that teach the right people. That are responsible with the way that they teach. You'd rather teach one student the right way and have him blossom to become someone like a Bruce Lee than to teach hundreds or thousands of students the wrong way and have them become violent killers, criminals, fighters, individuals full of arrogance, bullies, murderers. You know, as a teacher, you want to contribute something positive to this world. And if you can't do that, then don't contribute anything at all. Don't teach just because you know. Know when to teach and when not to teach.